Hi there, and welcome to Pronunciation with Paul. I've called today's lesson Waterfalls. You can probably tell from that single word title that we are going to be addressing the ah vowel of thought and caught and fall and Paul, my name. And so let's talk about that sound. It's a little confusing to people learning English because it is spelled so many different ways. Here are some of the spellings that you will encounter that require this vowel. A, A-U, O-U, A-W, O-A. It's pretty darn confusing. In American English, it's quite different from British English. So we would say in American English, thought, but thought. In British English, my name is Paul. In America, but back home in England I'm known as Paul. So I don't really know who I am. Let's look at some words in this family. This is called the thought lexical set. But before I do, let me give a little word of caution. You have probably heard Americans from different parts of the country using different vowels in this context. I recommend call, thought as the general American, but further east, up in the New York area, up in the eastern cities, we're more likely to hear thought or even thought. So there is, even in America, in the regions of America, some differences. So let's look at some words spelled these many, many different ways that all fall into this family. Here they come now on your screen, and I will pronounce them for you, leaving a pause. There's a nice thought word, a pause. Paul will leave a pause for you to repeat them. Imitate me as best you can. Here they come. Taught, naughty, daughter, bought, fought, sauce, Paul, my name, autumn, author, hawk, yawn, jaw, law, walk, all, fall, bald, altar, fault, water, and broad. So that's the sound. It's got very little lip rounding in general American. Ah, ah, ah. And it's fairly long in most contexts. Ah, broad, fall. It's even longer in British English. Fall, Paul, autumn, water. So in British English, now that we're speaking of that, we would have to add these 5 spellings also to get that sound. O-R, O-R-E, O-A-R, O-O-R, and O-R-E. They're not in the thought family, but the sound is the same, as in words like cord, core, board, and floor. So words like saw and saw, that you see on your screen now, is a minimal pair. They're actually not a minimal pair, they're actually homonyms. So saw and saw are pronounced the same in British English. In American English, it's saw and saw, saw and saw. So they're homonyms, words that sound the same, only in British English. Shore, shore, and shore are homonyms in Britain. But in America, sure, shore, shaw, perhaps, would be what you would hear. A quick word. I know that While most of our English Cafe students are seeking American English, there are a significant number seeking British English. And the web address you see on your screen now is the address of the survey that I'm taking for you to record which pronunciation system is the one that you prefer and the one that you are wanting to learn. We're still batting 12-8 in favor of General American at this point. So all of you standard British English students, speak up and be counted. Let's end with 5 sentences, all composed using words in the thought family. I'll pronounce them and leave a pause for you to repeat them. And even though they're spelled differently, do remember that they are pronounced identically, the same vowel every time. Here's the first sentence. Paul called his tall daughter Laura. Your turn. Would you like to try that again? Here it comes again. Paul called his tall daughter Laura. And the second one. The small author yawned while walking in the hall. The small author yawned while walking in the hall. Your turn. And the third one. Saul bought some awful water on Broadway. Saul bought some awful water on Broadway. And the fourth one. I ought to have always fought for small causes. I ought to have always fought for small causes. And the last one. Mr. Ball called, but all his pauses were awkward. Mr. Ball called, but all his pauses were awkward. So perhaps that's helped you a little to recognize which words fall into the thought lexical set, the thought family of words. Helped you recognize them by their spelling and help you pronounce them a little more accurately. I have a blog that immediately follows this, which links you to some other sources for some help. And then finally we end up the lesson, as always, with a quiz. I hope that's been helpful. Thanks a lot. See you next time.